Good morning, wordsmiths. Master Wordsmith here, and I am stoked. I'm stoked because I have a new book. I acquired a new book. I don't know if you are familiar with this story. However, I ordered it a few days ago and it came in the mail yesterday, and I read it and I adored the story. And of course, I want to share it with my wordsmiths. Now, this book has a plethora of word power as well. I know you're dying to hear the title. Okay, well, the book is called Stuck. Stuck by Oliver Jeffers. Stuck. Now, look at those giant letters, S-T-U-C-K. They spell stuck. And it looks like they're stuck up on a tree. And there's a little boy down below looking up. And there's no other picture clues, boys and girls. So can you guess or make a prediction about what this story is going to be about? You don't have much to go on. But I want you to start contemplating what you think this book might be about. And in the meantime, I'm going to share with you the word power that we're going to learn with this story. Okay, here we go. Now, I will give you another clue. This story is fiction. It's not true. It's made up. And there are a plethora, a lot of ridiculous and absurd. Ridiculous and absurd things going on. And that's one of the things why I adore this story. Ridiculous and absurd mean silly, not making sense. Okay, so we're going to read this story and you're going to see all the ridiculous and absurd things happening. Now, the third word is however. I know you know that word. It means but. I'm going to be incorporating that word into the story as I read the story. Wordsmiths never say but. They say, however. Now I'm going to give you another clue about what the story is about. In this story, the boy is hurling and flinging things up the tree. Hurl. There's U-R. U-R says So let's put those sounds together. Hurl. Hurl. And fling just means throw. Why say throw when you can say hurl or fling? Number 6. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with number 6. Delighted. Delighted means H-A-P-P-Y. I am delighted to read this story to you. And the last word, haggard. Can you say that word? Haggard. In the story, boys and girls, the author actually uses the word exhausted. The boy at the end of the story is exhausted. You're going to see why. He's exhausted. Now, I thought, though, that because I think most of you know the word exhausted, some of you may not. That's okay. I thought I would also teach you the word haggard. It's one of my favorite words to use. I never, ever, you will never catch me saying, I'm so tired. Ugh, tired. Wordsmiths never say tired. They can say haggard. At the end of the day, Master Wordsmith sometimes is haggard. So haggard that I just want to lay on my couch and read a good book. Read a stellar book. Can you recall the other word we know for tired? Some of my wordsmiths have learned this word. It starts with a W. Yeah, weary. Very good. Excellent. So haggard. weary, and exhausted mean tired. And at the end of the story, the little boy is going to be feeling haggard, and you'll see why. I am so stoked and excited, boys and girls. Wordsmiths of PS 70. Let's begin the story Stuck. Now, I want you to recall what I said earlier. There are going to be a plethora of ridiculous and absurd things happening. I bet you can't wait to see. I know. I'm going to start the story. Don't worry. Okay, here we go. Stuck by Oliver Jeffers. Okay. It all began when Floyd's kite became stuck in a tree. He endeavored pulling and swinging. However, it wouldn't come unstuck. Unstuck. When we put un, in front of a word, okay, see? There's the word stuck. If I put un is a prefix, it's a word part. And when we put it in front of a word, un means not. So unstuck means not stuck. It wouldn't come unstuck. He's pulling, but nothing's working. So he threw up, oh, wait a second. I think I skipped a page. Oh, brother. Here we go. I did skip a page. The trouble really began when he threw his favorite shoe to knock the kite loose. And that got stuck too. There's his shoe got stuck. So he threw up his other shoe to knock down his favorite one. And unbelievably, that got stuck as well. So you're probably thinking to yourself, Miss Carolacas, there's nothing absurd and ridiculous about that. Just wait. In order to knock down his other shoe, Floyd fetched Mitch. Here's Mitch, his cat. Cats get stuck in trees all the time. However, this was getting ridiculous. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the word ridiculous. Wait, is it? There it is. Ridiculous. Yeah, I think that's a little ridiculous, wouldn't you say? I mean, who would throw their cat up a tree to knock down a kite? That's quite absurd. Do you concur? Do you agree? Yep, I think you would concur. Oh wait, now it's going to get even more absurd. Floyd fetched a ladder. He was going to sort this out once and for all. Oh no, what is he going to do with that ladder? Is he going to hurl the ladder up the tree? Oh yeah, he did. And up he hurled it. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you can guess what happened. Yep, got stuck. Now look at poor Floyd. The illustrator made him blue, and look at his face. Yeah, he's blue. Blue is a color, but blue is also a word that can mean S-A-D or forlorn. So I guess because blue, Floyd is feeling blue, he's feeling S-A-D, the illustrator colored him blue and also the tree. Oh, He really wants to get his kite down. Poor Floyd. However, boys and girls, yeah, you know what? I just thought of something. I just thought of the word persevere. You know, Floyd, you're going to see he's got grit. He's not quitting. He's persevering. He is going to persevere and endeavor to get his kite unstuck. So I want you to just keep that in your mind, okay? That Floyd's got grit. He's persevering. Although he does look a little blue here, but that's okay. He's going to persevere. Here he goes. The ladder was borrowed from a neighbor and would definitely need to be put back before anyone noticed. And in order to do so, Floyd flung a bucket of paint at it. A bucket of pink paint. And wouldn't you know it, the bucket of paint got stuck. Then Floyd endeavored. Oh, wow. Oh, wait, I want you to see this picture of Floyd. Look at him. He is stomping his foot. He looks a little upset and irked, annoyed. Yeah, and look at that little black mark over his head. I think that the author did that to show us that Floyd is getting a little irked and annoyed, perhaps even angry or livid, because he's flinging his hands up. He's throwing his hands up and he's stomping his foot. People usually do that when they're irked or angry and livid. Then Floyd tried a duck to knock down the bucket of paint, a chair to knock down the duck, his friend's bicycle, to knock down the chair. A little absurd, wouldn't you say, wordsmiths? Oh, no. The kitchen sink to knock down his friend's bicycle. Floyd's front door to knock down the kitchen sink. Well, again, the one thing I can say about Floyd is he's got grit and he won't quit. He's persevering. He's endeavoring to get his kite unstuck. However, it's a little absurd that he is flinging all these objects up the tree, hoping to get his kite unstuck. The family car to knock down the front door. This is really absurd. The milkman to knock down the family car. Oh my goodness, this is so absurd. Oh my gosh, an orangutan to knock down the milkman, who surely had somewhere else to be. That orangutan does not look delighted. This is so absurd. And how can he even lift that orangutan? He is super strong, isn't he? But of course, this book is fiction. It's a made-up story. And with fiction, you can write about anything. You can make up any kind of story. You can make it as absurd as you desire. A small boat. Oh, did I say small? A puny boat to knock down the orangutan. What says big? So let's say massive. A massive boat to knock down the minuscule boat. This is getting more and more absurd. A rhinoceros. A rhinoceros to knock down the massive boat. A long-distance truck to knock down the rhinoceros. The house across the street to knock down the long-distance truck. And there's a lady in the house saying, Floyd? What are you doing, Floyd? Floyd is lifting that house. Oh yeah, absurd. So absurd. I adore this book just because it is so absurd. A lighthouse? Oh, a lighthouse to knock down the house no longer across the street. A curious whale is in the wrong place at the wrong time to knock down the lighthouse. And the whale is saying, hi. What are you doing? Like, where are you taking me? I'm just going to fling you up a tree to get my kite unstuck. And they all got stuck. There they are. Oh, that's a stellar picture. There's everything that he hurled and flung up the tree. Yep. There's the massive boat. There's the lighthouse. And there is the lady in the house. And there's a speech bubble. She's saying, wait till I tell your mother. It's so funny and so absurd. A fire engine was passing and heard all the commotion. The firemen stopped to see if they could help at all. And up they went. First, the engine. And there's the fireman saying, can we help at all? Followed by the firemen, one by one. There's Floyd hurling and flinging the firemen up the tree. And there they stayed, stuck between the orangutan and one of the boats. Firemen would definitely be noticed missing, and Floyd knew he'd be in massive trouble. Oh yeah, he's gonna be in massive trouble, because those firemen are needed to fight fires, not to be up a tree. Then Floyd had an idea. Let's see what his idea was. And went to find a saw. What's he gonna do with that saw? Well, as I'm pondering that, I'm thinking maybe he's gonna cut down the tree. Well, that would surely allow him to get his kite unstuck, wouldn't it? Let's see. He lined it up as best he could. Looks like he's gonna cut it, saw down the tree. And hurled it up the tree. He hurled it up the tree. It's a little absurd. Why would he hurl it up the tree? And that was it. That was it. There was no more room left in the tree, and the kite came unstuck. Floyd was delighted. Delighted, remember? H-A-P-P-Y. He had forgotten all about his kite and put it to use immediately enjoying the rest of his day very much. Aw, he's got his kite back. It's unstuck. He is delighted and he's enjoying playing his kite. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah. Let's see. That night, Floyd fell asleep, haggard and exhausted. Though before he did, he could have sworn there was something he was forgetting. Well, of course he's forgetting something. What about all that stuff he flung up the tree? That poor woman stuck in her house. That whale and that orangutan and those poor firemen just hanging up on the tree. He forgot all about them. Well, that is so absurd and ridiculous, isn't it, wordsmiths? So absurd. And there's the picture. And yeah, there's a speech bubble. And let's see, who is that? Oh, that's the fireman. And he's saying, hang on a minute. I've got a stellar idea. And that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story, wordsmiths. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story, wordsmiths, and perhaps you can contemplate what that stellar idea was that the fireman had. And how do you think all those things that are up the tree now and all those people will come down? Contemplate that. Wordsmiths of PS 70, go out and disseminate your word power. Go out and disseminate your word power. Say it like a wordsmith. Write it like a wordsmith. Think like a wordsmith. Show everyone how brilliant you are. Yes, you are brilliant. And don't forget, with extraordinary power comes extraordinary responsibility. And yes, you know what they say. You know what they say. Word power. Use it or lose it. Master Wordsmith signing out for now, but I'll be back.